Where were you born?
Farmington, New Mexico.
Who would you want to play you in a movie?
Well,
That's funny.
I don't know. I mean, there are so many that it's not even about who the actress is. It's who would I want to look like or be.
Right.
You know, and so I think about, Sandra Bullock, Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
mean,
know who you're talking about. Wonder Woman.
No, not me.
No, you.
She is.
Yeah. We have completely blown 2 minutes out of the water. But here we go. What was your first job?
My first job was scooping organic fertilizer out of stock trailers. It's not exciting.
Were you good at it?
I was really good at it.
Outstanding.
So that I could move out of that job.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That stuff rolls downhill.
Keep them moving. You're wasting my 2 minutes.
What is your biggest fear?
Biggest fear.
God tells us not to be fearful.
I know, and I don't spend a lot of time being afraid. But it's not that I'm fearless. Biggest fear.
Let's move on.
Yeah, well, I will say, you know what? One of my biggest fears is that I don't follow through with what I should, or that I offend someone without even knowing it, and then I don't have the chance to go back and say that was either I didn't mean it that way or that was wrong of me. So I don't like to give offense.
That's pretty serious. That's not like I'm afraid of the dark.
Oh, well, okay, that kind of fear, like surface fear. One of my biggest fears is when we took our kids to Alaska and went backpacking through bear country, and we both had to carry pistols because it was bear country, and that's what they told us we had to do. And so I was thinking, our children are young and juicy, and they're going to be. I didn't like that.
So in a nutshell, you're afraid of grizzly bears.
Grizzly bears.
Eating your children.
That was it. That was it.
Yep. They didn't at all.
No, it turned out to be a great hike.
Who makes you laugh the most?
Okay, to be very honest,
That's what we're doing.
Okay, it's that crazy
honest.
little, is a British or Australian boy that at Christmas time there was this video that was out there about this little boy that said he was going to give Santa an uppercut, but he was accused of being on the naughty list by his dad, and I'm sorry, it still cracks me up thinking about it.
You may grow up to be a comedian.
I know. Whatever your name is, you were good.
All right. What is the one thing you need to have in your fridge at all times? You can't say tea because you don't put it in the fridge.
Right.
But that
Tea
is
one of the
you
things
like.
I have at all times.
Yes.
At all times, I would have to say Greek yogurt.
What's your greatest accomplishment?
Being a mom.
Amen. Who is the most interesting person you met recently? That's a toughie.
Oh my.
You've met some interesting people recently.
I have. Okay, I can't really pick just one. But I'll pick a couple. So, and I'm picking these two because we've stayed in touch and seen each other again, not under official hello, I'd like to meet you, but Martha Raditz, and she and I shared a mutual friend, Captain Rosemary Mariner, who passed on this year. She was my skipper in the Navy. But then Franklin Graham, and getting not only to meet him, but to get to know him and spend some time around him. And he invited our whole family up to be a part of OHOP. And so that has been cherished time and friendships.
Outstanding. And what's your middle name?
Joe.
Joe. With no E.
Right.
What's your biggest pet peeve?
People with pet peeves.
What is the last book you read?
I'm reading 2 right now. I'm trying to think. I mean, it's such a small book, I probably don't get credit. But I just finished the book of Jude. If you have a Bible, you know that's a very small book, but it gets skipped over. So I thought, give him his due.
It's a great one.
And I finished that, but I have to tell you 2 books I'm in right now that are pretty amazing. The Long Road Home by Martha Raddatz and T.H. Bren. I don't even know him, but he wrote the book, The Will of the People, and why the American Revolution did not spiral into this horrible, bloody revolution that the French and the Russian and the Chinese revolutions did. And that is fascinating.
What's your favorite hobby?
The only lifelong hobby I've been able to keep is reading. We didn't have a telephone or a television growing up, so reading started early for me. And so that would be the one that I've been able to keep. The indoor. Outdoor, walking. I love nature.
What's your guilty pleasure?
Chocolate.
Do you have any...
With tea, because then your mouth is nice and warm and the chocolate melts better.
Do you have any hidden talents?
Well,
can you...
Well, and this, it will probably remain hidden, but I still write songs.
No, your hidden talent is you communicate with the animals. You know what they're thinking.
My family makes fun of me for that, but I do predict kind of what they're thinking because then they do it. It's just from growing up around a lot of animals. And yes, I can tell what they're thinking.
I know. Just like
Sort
tell
of.
what I'm thinking. What color is your toothbrush?
Green.
Did it start out green?
That is disgusting.
Ooh. What is your secret snack? You know, when you go in the pantry.
Yeah, chocolate. Again.
How do you take your coffee?
I take, and honestly, I usually pour it out and use hot water to make tea. I'm a tea drinker. I love tea. It has to be decaf, but I know how to decaf it, so I'm set.
What is the last movie you saw in theaters?
You'll have to help me.
I don't remember.
Since about a year and a half ago, I've been pretty busy in day job and night job, so I don't remember the last one.
Nothing's going on. I got nothing. I can't remember.
You know what? I took my nephews to a movie, and it was a Captain Marvel movie.
Okay.
My nephews, we went to see a Marvel movie.
Yeah, I didn't go on that. What is the last...
It was an accident that you weren't invited.
Yeah, I'm just now hearing it. I went to see
Actually, we kind of do a lot of that kind of fun stuff while you're flying. Just so that you will have a leisurely time at home. When you get home, I'm thinking of you. Always, thinking of you.
Right.
So we do a lot of fun stuff while you're gone.
What is the last gift you gave me?
Oh, you?
Well, it doesn't have that. I just added that part.
Yeah. Well, the last gift I gave, and then we'll cover you, was a pair of Chart It All yoga pants. They're incredible. If you're looking for Christmas gifts, I have to tell you, I bought a bunch of them because that's what I'm giving. They're aviation charts, so they're very colorful, and you can have them printed in your area chart. And there's yoga pants, there's a pretty shawl, there's a tablecloth. I mean, you name it, shirts. So I gave a pair of Chart It All yoga pants to Christina, my friend from Thomas Nelson.
She's hiding right over there behind the camera.
I don't know that she has them with her, or I'd have her model, but they're the cutest things.
What's the last gift you gave me? That's good. I can't remember either.
Now, that's how important it was.
And that's how important it was to you.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
We've got to do better.
Bad right here on TV and everything.
We've got to do better.
Yeah. What cause?
I gave you this.
It wasn't. You lent it to me. That's
No,
not
that's
really a
true.
gift. You told me you definitely were going to get it back.
Okay,
so.
cute. Next question?
Yeah. What cause is dear to your heart?
Well, I think I already touched on it. Samaritan's Purse, OHOP Ministry. So that would be it. But if we have time, which I think I'm doing really well on my 20 minutes to do the 22 questions.
It's 2 questions in 22 minutes is what you're working on.
I would have to say that International Justice Mission is another really great one. But MAF.
Yeah, Mission Aviation Fellowship.
Yes. It was
a great organization.
Yes, he was my first real life hero. Nate Saint, the pilot whose book he didn't write the book. The book was written about him, Jungle Pilot, and incredible. And we've gotten involved a little bit with them, and what they do all around the world is amazing. They transport not just missionaries and translators, but Doctors Without Borders, and if there's someone in a remote village that is having a baby and things aren't going well, these guys will transport them to medical attention. And anyway, they change lives.
They do. And if you're a young pilot, MAF is looking for pilots, and they get to fly. And frankly, I want to go to their flight school where they teach their pilots how to fly in the mountains.
Bush piloting. Amazing.
So, Mission Aviation Fellowship, if you're a young pilot and looking for something to do very meaningful while flying airplanes.
You know what? They also use people that are not pilots for teaching, for all kinds of different levels of aviation, organizing, communicating, but they're a great organization.
They are. What is number 1 on your bucket list?
I mean, I hadn't really looked that far down the list. So I would have to say one of the things on my bucket list is I would love to take our family, go on just a short little vacation. Where
Talk about going on a river cruise. That's on a bucket list.
Well, that's true. That's on our bucket list. But I was thinking with our new grandbaby that that would be.
Liam.
He would not like that right now. So there is an incredible place, and it's not advertised. So this is kind of breaking news. It's not advertised, but they do have a website called Cibolo Creek Ranch out in West Texas. And it is like going back in time. They have rebuilt a fort, and it looks like it's decorated by Ralph Lauren. The people there are the most wonderful people, and there's everything there. I mean, hiking, horseback riding, four-wheeling, fishing right there in their own little pond or lake.
You're like a walking advertisement.
I'm sorry. That's on my bucket list, to take my family there.
Yeah. Where do you want to go that you've never been?
Venice and starts with a V also.
Victorville.
No. Although, hello to Virginia Shults in Victorville.
No, she's in Victoria.
Oh,
that was
sorry.
close. It was close. It
close.
was so close.
I'm so sorry.
She's probably not watching.
Come on, keep
Okay.
going.
No, that's it. You knocked out 2 questions in 22 minutes.
Venice, and what's the 2 minute? What? You twisted that around.
You are
what's
not
the
made
other,
for this
what's
game.
the other one? The V one that.
Vienna?
Yes, that's it. That's the 2 V ones that I want to go to.